It was supposed to be just another routine interview, until it turned into an absolute political firestorm. Donald Trump, known for his explosive personality and refusal to back down, stormed out of a CNN interview after a heated exchange with the network's reporter. The moment, now going viral, has reignited debates about Trump's temperament, his past controversies, and his readiness for another presidential run. The interview began calmly, with the reporter asking Trump about his vision for America in the upcoming election. Trump, confident and prepared, outlined his agenda, touching on immigration, the economy, and his claims about fixing what he called a broken country. However, the mood shifted dramatically when the reporter pivoted to a pointed question about Trump's past controversies and fitness for office. Mr. Trump, with your history of impeachments, ongoing legal battles, and divisive rhetoric, do you believe you're truly fit to hold the office of President of the United States again? For a moment, there was silence. Trump's expression hardened, his signature scowl appearing as he locked eyes with the reporter. "Excuse me," Trump shot back, his voice tense. "Who do you think you are asking me that kind of question? Fit for office? I did more for this country in 4 years than anyone in history." The reporter didn't back down. "But many Americans question your behavior, your handling of major crises, and the constant chaos surrounding your leadership. Some would argue you're unfit for the presidency. How do you respond to that?" Trump's face turned red as he pointed a finger directly at the reporter. "You're a disgrace. CNN is fake news, and you're just part of the problem. You people have been after me since day one because I'm not part of your swamp." The tension in the room was unbearable. The camera crew froze, unsure whether to keep filming. Trump, visibly agitated, continued, "I rebuilt the economy, made this country strong, and put America first. The only people unfit are those who spread lies like you and your network." The reporter attempted to regain control of the situation. "Mr. Trump, with all due respect, it's a question that voters deserve an answer to." But Trump cut him off. "No, you don't deserve an answer. You're part of a corrupt system that hates me because I tell the truth. This interview is over." Without another word, Trump stood up abruptly, tossing his microphone onto the chair. The sound echoed through the room as he stormed out, leaving the stunned CNN crew behind. The cameras captured every second of the dramatic exit, with Trump's parting words ringing out, "The American people know the truth. You're the liars, not me." Within minutes, the footage hit social media like wildfire. Hashtags like #TrumpStormsOut and #UnFitForOffice began trending worldwide. Clips of Trump's fiery exit racked up millions of views, with supporters praising his refusal to engage with what they called a biased media and critics blasting him for avoiding tough questions. CNN released a statement shortly after, defending their line of questioning. "Our job as journalists is to ask the tough questions that the American public deserves answers to." President Trump chose to walk away rather than engage in a meaningful discussion. Trump supporters, however, quickly came to his defense. "President Trump doesn't have to sit there and take abuse from CNN," one supporter tweeted. "He's been under attack since day one, and he's still fighting for us." On the other side, critics accused Trump of running from accountability. "If you can't answer a simple question about your leadership, you're not fit for office," one political commentator remarked during a primetime segment. Late-night comedians wasted no time turning the moment into parody gold. One skit depicted Trump walking out of increasingly ridiculous scenarios, leaving a dinner table when asked to pass the salt and storming out of a golf game after missing a putt. Political analysts noted the broader implications of the incident. "This isn't just about Trump walking out of an interview," one analyst explained. "It's about his unwillingness to confront the hard truths about his leadership. Moments like this raise real questions for voters." Trump, never one to shy away from the spotlight, responded to the controversy with a blistering post on Truth Social. "CNN tried to ambush me with their fake news, and I walked out. I don't owe them a thing. The American people see right through their lies, and they know I'm the only one fighting for them." The post went viral, with supporters cheering his defiance and critics calling it another example of his unwillingness to be held accountable. Meanwhile, memes flooded the internet, showing Trump dramatically storming out of everything from press conferences to weddings. In the following days, Trump doubled down at a rally in Texas. "Did you see what CNN tried to pull on me?" he thundered to a roaring crowd. "They think they can trap me with their fake questions, but I'm smarter than them. I don't play their games." The crowd erupted with chants of "USA! USA!" as Trump leaned into his persona as the anti-media crusader. The footage of Trump's dramatic walkout continued to dominate headlines. News outlets across the political spectrum offered non-stop analysis of the incident. Conservative networks hailed Trump's defiance as a bold stand against media bias, while liberal commentators accused him of running from accountability. "If you want to lead this country again, you don't get to storm off when the questions get tough," one anchor said. Meanwhile, social media turned into a battleground. Trump supporters flooded platforms like Twitter and Truth Social with messages of support, calling the reporter's question a hit job and Trump's response a masterclass in standing up to the media. Critics, however, blasted Trump as thin-skinned and incapable of handling scrutiny, with the phrase "unfit for office" trending for days. Political analysts pointed out that the incident played directly into Trump's strategy. "This is classic Trump," one strategist explained. "He knows how to turn a controversy into a rallying cry for his base. The more the media attacks him, the more his supporters dig in." The CNN reporter, meanwhile, became an overnight household name. Some hailed him as a hero for asking tough questions, while others accused him of being a partisan hack. In interviews, the reporter defended his approach. "My job is to hold politicians accountable. If President Trump doesn't want to answer questions, that's his choice, but the American people deserve transparency." Trump's campaign quickly began fundraising off the incident. Supporters received emails with subject lines like, "Fake news attacks Trump. We're fighting back." The campaign framed the interview as proof that Trump was under siege from the mainstream media and needed his supporters' help to save America. At the same time, Democrats seized on the moment to frame Trump as unfit for leadership. Campaign ads featuring clips of Trump walking out of the interview began circulating in swing states. One particularly pointed ad ended with the line, "If he can't handle a question, how can he handle the presidency?" The incident also prompted broader debates about Trump's temperament and leadership style. Columnists wrote op-eds examining whether Trump's inability to face critical questions was a disqualifying trait for a presidential candidate. "Walking out of interviews isn't leadership," one commentator wrote. "It's avoidance." However, Trump's base only grew more energized. At a rally in Florida, Trump played a clip of the interview for the crowd and mocked the reporter. "They call me unfit? I call them irrelevant. The fake news can't stand that I'm fighting for you." His supporters erupted with cheers, waving Trump 2024 signs and chanting his name. Late-night shows continued to parody the moment. One viral skit showed Trump walking out of increasingly absurd scenarios, from a kindergarten classroom to a cooking competition. "I don't like these questions," a Trump impersonator declared, storming off mid-omelet. Back in Washington, lawmakers weighed in on the controversy. Republicans defended Trump, accusing CNN of conducting a gotcha interview designed to embarrass him. Senator Ted Cruz tweeted, "President Trump is right to stand up to the biased media. They don't ask questions, they push narratives." Democrats, however, seized the opportunity to hammer Trump on his refusal to answer basic questions. Speaker Nancy Pelosi remarked during a press conference, "Leaders don't storm out of interviews. They face the truth and answer to the American people." The incident also sparked heated debates on cable news networks. Panels featuring political analysts, former politicians, and media experts argued for hours about what the moment revealed about Trump's fitness for office and his relationship with the press. "This isn't about bias," one analyst insisted. "It's about accountability." Trump's refusal to engage with critical questions raised broader discussions about the role of the media in holding powerful figures to account. Journalists defended their duty to ask tough questions, while Trump supporters accused the media of weaponizing interviews against him. In a surprising twist, Trump's team announced a truth rally in Arizona, where Trump promised to address the lies of the fake news media. The event drew tens of thousands of supporters, many wearing shirts reading, "Unfit for office? We disagree." Trump's speech was defiant as ever. "The media wants me to fail, but I'll never stop fighting for America," he declared to raucous applause. The feud between Trump and CNN quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Internet users created memes and remixes of the interview, with one video overlaying dramatic music as Trump threw down his microphone and stormed off. The clip garnered millions of views on TikTok. Celebrities joined the conversation, with some praising the CNN reporter for his boldness and others applauding Trump for standing up to the media. The incident became a flashpoint, symbolizing the larger divide between media institutions and Trump's populist movement. Polling showed that the event had deeply polarized the country. Among Trump supporters, His refusal to engage with a reporter strengthened their loyalty, as they saw him as a fighter willing to take on the establishment. Among moderates and undecideds, however, the incident raised concerns about Trump's leadership style and ability to handle pressure. Meanwhile, Democratic candidates continued to hammer Trump's behavior. "The presidency is not a reality show," one candidate said at a campaign stop. "You don't get to walk away when things get tough." Political historians began analyzing the moment, comparing it to other infamous media clashes in history. Trump's walkout wasn't just a dramatic moment. It was a calculated move to solidify his narrative of being at war with the media, one historian explained. Here is an additional continuation with 40 more paragraphs building on the ongoing sensational script. As the controversy surrounding Trump's dramatic CNN walkout continued to dominate headlines, political commentators and media outlets across the country tried to analyze the long-term implications. It was clear the incident had solidified Trump's position as a polarizing figure, adored by his base for his defiance and criticized by opponents for his inability to handle tough scrutiny. CNN doubled down on their position, replaying the interview footage repeatedly and featuring panels of experts who dissected every word, gesture, and reaction. "This wasn't just a refusal to answer," one media analyst said. "This was Trump abandoning accountability in the face of legitimate questions. Voters deserve more." In contrast, conservative networks celebrated Trump's walkout as a moment of strength, portraying him as the only candidate willing to stand up to what they called the biased corporate media. Tucker Carlson praised Trump's move as brilliant, saying, "He didn't let CNN set the rules. Trump controls his own narrative, and the media hates him for it." At a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, Trump seized on the controversy, playing clips of the walkout for his supporters on a giant screen. "You see this?" Trump asked, pointing at the footage. "The fake news thinks they can trap me. But I fight back. I fight for you." The crowd erupted into chants of "Trump! Trump! Trump!" Supporters at the rally carried signs mocking the media, reading "Fake news won't stop us" and "Unfit for office? Trump 2024." For Trump's loyal followers, the incident wasn't a failure. It was proof of their leader's strength and willingness to take on what they believed to be corrupt institutions. Meanwhile, Democrats seized the opportunity to frame Trump's behavior as evidence of his unsuitability for another term in office. President Joe Biden took aim during a press conference, saying, "If you can't sit down and answer questions without walking away, you aren't fit to lead a country." Biden's campaign team quickly released an ad featuring Trump's walkout juxtaposed with clips of past presidents addressing crises head-on. The ad ended with the slogan, "Leaders face the tough questions. Trump runs." As the incident grew, polling data began to reflect its impact. Trump's approval ratings among Republicans rose, but his favorability among independent voters dipped. Analysts noted that while Trump's core supporters rallied to his side, undecided voters were increasingly wary of his unpredictable behavior. The feud between Trump and CNN spilled over onto social media, where Trump's Truth Social posts continued to attack the network. "CNN is failing. Nobody trusts them, and this desperate attack proves it. Fake news," Trump wrote. His post received millions of likes and shares, reinforcing his dominance in conservative media circles. The CNN reporter, meanwhile, became both a hero and a villain depending on who you asked. Supporters of the network praised him for his professionalism in the face of Trump's anger. "This is what journalism looks like," one prominent anchor tweeted. Conservative commentators, however, accused him of bias, with one calling him a puppet of the anti-Trump agenda. Late-night comedians continued to mine the controversy for humor. One particularly viral sketch showed Trump walking out of increasingly ridiculous situations, leaving a family dinner because the food was unfit for a president and storming off a golf course after missing a shot. The laughter helped diffuse some of the tension surrounding the incident, but it also amplified the moment's reach. Behind the scenes, Trump's team saw the walkout as an opportunity to double down on his image as a fighter. Advisors began planning more appearances where Trump could engage directly with his supporters, bypassing traditional media outlets entirely. "Why bother with CNN?" one campaign strategist said. "We're taking the message straight to the people." Harris and other Democratic leaders capitalized on the controversy by calling for accountability. At a rally in Michigan, Vice President Kamala Harris addressed the incident head-on. "A leader doesn't walk away when the questions get tough. A leader stands up and answers for their actions. That's what the American people deserve." The back and forth reignited deeper questions about Trump's temperament and leadership style. Historians compared the moment to other controversial media confrontations, drawing parallels to Nixon's combative relationship with the press. Trump's walkout will be remembered as a defining moment, one historian explained. It highlights the shifting dynamics between politicians and the media in the digital age. Political activists on both sides of the aisle seized the opportunity to rally their respective bases. Trump supporters organized pro-Trump marches in key battleground states, carrying banners that read "No more fake news." Progressives responded with counter-protests demanding transparency and accountability, with signs declaring, "Leaders don't run." The growing divide was further exacerbated by Trump's continued attacks on CNN and the broader media establishment. In one particularly fiery speech, Trump declared, "The media has lost its way. They don't represent the American people. They represent their own agenda." The line drew thunderous applause from his supporters. News outlets across the globe began covering the feud, with international commentators expressing both fascination and concern. "This is not just about one interview," one foreign analyst noted. "It's about the deepening mistrust between the media and politicians in the United States." As the controversy raged on, cable news ratings soared. Networks replayed the footage repeatedly, analyzing Trump's expressions, tone, and body language. Viewership surged as audiences tuned in to see every new development, interview, and political reaction. Political strategists predicted the incident would shape the next election cycle. "This walkout will become a symbol for both sides," one analyst explained. For Trump supporters, it's proof that he fights the media. For his opponents, it's proof he can't handle scrutiny. Either way, it's going to matter. Meanwhile, Trump's campaign announced a series of town hall events where he promised to speak directly to voters. "No fake news filters," Trump proclaimed in a video teaser. "Just me, the truth, and the American people." As Election Day inched closer, both parties made Trump's CNN walkout a centerpiece of their messaging. Republicans framed it as a rallying cry against the media, while Democrats presented it as a warning about Trump's volatility and inability to handle tough questions. The political fallout had divided a nation even further, leaving one thing crystal clear: Trump's dramatic CNN walkout was no longer just a viral moment, it was a symbol of the battle for America's future.